Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Lam here. In today's video, we're going to be checking out the Canon R6 with the 24-105. This is the kit lens, so this is the f4 to f7.1. So f4 at 24 millimeters and 7.1 at 105 millimeters. So definitely kit lens territory, budget lens territory. But what I really like about it is that it's very light. So when you're doing run and gun video like this, or when you're walking around with it, it's nice and light and it's easy to use. Also, we'll be checking out this one. So this is a Gen 1 EF 24-105 f4. So this is a constant f4. This is the first generation one, and if you look right here, this is the adapter. Now this is the fancy adapter, so if you actually see, this is the one where we have the variable ND filter, which I'm kind of excited about. The reason why I want to test out this one specifically is because with the adapter and the lens, since it's a Gen 1, it's a very affordable lens to buy used. There's like plenty of them out in the market, and these two combined together, if you can find them, because the adapter is actually pretty hard to find, it's like somewhere around $800 to $900, which is going to be the price of a newer generation 24-105 f4, both the EF version and the RF version. So this could be a great starter lens kit for the R6, which is the reason why I'm really excited to test this out. So let's go ahead and start the test. All right, so this is the standard test that I normally do. I do have the Rode Wireless Go hooked up, so I'm going to be tweaking audio throughout the day, but hopefully it sounds pretty good. Right now, I have the RF lens on, so this is the 24-105, just walking like normally. Everything is at factory default, so the autofocus system's at factory defaults, pretty much everything except for the color profile, picture profile. I have it in portrait profile, because it seems to be the one that's the least sharp right now, and I'm going to be tweaking that a little bit later. But I just really want to see what the overall image looks like, how the IBIS is doing with the actual kit lens. Again, I really like this particular combo because it's really easy to hold up, to move around, and it's just really, I don't know, it's just really easy to move around with and enjoy using. So hopefully this lens actually performs very well, because it's something that I would be interested in owning. I love the 24-105 f4. It's a great lens, but it also has a lot of glass. It's very heavy. It's something that I would much rather use on a tripod and not really vlogging with it. So just something to consider. Hopefully this turns out really well. All right, so now I have the 10-105 EF lens on there with the variable ND filter. And what I did was I actually shot into a bright area, and I changed the ND filter to where it runs at about 1000 ISO when it's shooting into bright sunlight. That way it could actually move up and down in terms of ISO when I enter dark areas and light areas. So there's a little bit of variability that the camera can use when I'm entering these areas without having to adjust the aperture. You could just manually change the ISO or automatically change the ISO for the, differing light that comes in. So hopefully that works really well. The reason why I'm testing out this particular combo is because it's a very affordable combo that allows you to get variable ND into your camera. Now, there is a cost to this in that it's actually very heavy. My arm's already tired from lifting this. There's definitely a dramatic difference in terms of weight when holding this. This is something that I would probably much rather use on a tripod, or me not having to hold it outright, because it does get very heavy very quickly, and it's not a very fun thing to do. All right, so one more quick test before I actually go in. Right now, I'm actually looking directly into the sunlight, so I'm getting all of the light onto my body. I'm using a nice white shirt, and I'm kind of just testing to see how the dynamic range is. So really white shirt, really dark background, and it seems to be doing pretty well based on the picture that I'm seeing. I'm also using the 10-105 EF lens with the ND filter, and it's turned up pretty high, so wanted to see if that's actually looking pretty good, and also if the autofocus is working well, because like I said, I really do like this lens combo because it's very affordable, and it gives you it's really affordable, and it also gives you variable ND, which is something that you don't really get in this type of package. Gonna go ahead, put my hand up there, see if it actually focuses on that, and then goes back. I'll step out of the scene just to see what it will do, and then I'll come back into the scene. Now, this is something that's very normal. I'm not gonna juke and run around, because that's not something that you would normally see when you're actually doing any type of talking head video or any type of professional video. It's usually somebody walking back and forth into a scene, and that's about it. So hopefully the lens and the autofocus works really well, and the ND filter is doing its job, because if it does, it's a fantastic combo to have at this price point. All right, so one last test. This is my favorite test. This is the warehouse walk test that I always do because it's really under some crappy lighting. It's a short area, so I get to test the mic to see how it sounds, or the audio interface to see how it sounds. And there's also a lot of changing light situations, and I want to see how well it does with all of the changing lights, going from dark areas to bright areas. There are spots where it's really bright and spots that are really dark. So just moving through the really dark area, coming out to see how well it does for, overexposure. And then finally, we get back here and I want to see how well it does in the dark. Seems like the ISO got bumped up quite a bit, but the autofocus not working really well. And then we're going to see how the ISO changes. Go back down one more time and then come back up. So that's how the Canon R6 does. Pretty much all cameras don't really do well in this particular scenario, but definitely interested to see how well it did this time. So those are all the tests that I wanted to do today. Definitely give me your feedback on what you think. Right now I am using the EF lens with the adapter, and I swapped out the ND filter with a clear version because it's something that you definitely need if you're going to be using the variable ND, because at its lowest setting it's still cutting out quite a bit of light. So when you're actually in the studio, you actually need a clear version, which by the way is definitely overpriced. They way over engineered it for what it is. It should have been like $50, but yeah, it's way overpriced. But I definitely like this combo. I hope this combo focuses very well, and I look forward to seeing how it looks when I edit it. So if you have any questions for me, definitely leave in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're safe out there. Please stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.